Hi, so here's a lesson in using drapes and how to make drapes, okay? So when we're putting together a package, if we can't use one of these nice fancy blue packages, we have some options. One I like is the cloth wrapper. You can set it like this, and all you have to do is, whoops, I need a drape, put your drape in, put your tools in, put some gauze in if you want. Yes, do put some gauze in. I'll show you later how you can put some needles in. But there you go, you've got your whole little kit, all your tools, and then you wrap it up in a special way, just like that. Bringing it over, making it kind of into a triangle. I'm folding it over like that. Folding it over like this, coming over, and then I'm just sticking this little part into there. So what you have is you've got this little thing sticking out. It's basically a package, and when the tape is off and the surgeon's ready to go, they just whoop, pull it out like that. So what we'll do is we can use a small piece of indicator tape just to keep it together. Now, if you don't have indicator tape, you don't have indicator tape. So if you don't, just use Scotch tape. It works just the same. Okay, now I'm going to open this again. I feel like I'm doing a cooking show. I hope I don't look too ridiculous. Don't I, Dr. Pup, who's filming this? Okay, so let's pretend we don't have this wrapper. And again, this wrapper is basically just a piece of cloth that is, it's like a double piece of cloth that's folded, that's sewn into a square. If you don't have this one specifically, you can just cut out bed sheets. This is not a square, but you could have it cut into a square and then sewn all the way around. No pockets. You don't need pockets because you make your own pocket. Another thing you can do if you don't have this is you can use disposable pieces, and you can get this by the roll at some. We're going to send you some. You can get this by the roll, and you can use this as a wrap, just the same way I did with this stuff. Also, if you have this, you can cut it and just put it in the pack to become a drape. And all the surgeon does when they pull it out is go snip, 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 and then they have a drape. It's the same thing if you're using this or if you're using one of this as the internal drape. But the idea is you've got your wrapper, something that has to wrap the entire pack. And it should be a fabric. Ideally, you can use butcher paper. You can use things like this. I like a thicker fabric, but if you have to do it with something light, like paper, usually try to wrap it twice if you can. So the first point is the wrapper. Because also the thing about the wrapper is once it's unwrapped, this is going to be the sterile field for the surgeon to have their materials spread out on. So that's one of the reasons with the blue packs, when you open them up, you leave them open because the white paper side, the surgeon uses as a sterile field. Every surgeon needs a sterile field. So again, you can do it with this. You can make your own like this. So basically you're just making drapes but without a hole. And you can use this. Another nice trick, if you have to, I do this for cat neuters, bandanas. You can even make your own drapes with bandanas. A bandana is a perfectly fine thing if you want to cut a hole in it, and you just use it until it's dead, and then when it's dead, throw it out and get a new one. Karn, what she does is, she cuts the bed sheets, and then finally when the hole in it is getting a little bit warm, then she tosses it. But she just washes it and reuses it and reuses it. Now another thing about the bandanas and also about paper, is I know you're concerned about sterilizing gloves. You shouldn't be. First, I'm going to tell you this right now, I think you should be buying pre-used gloves. I'll explain that in a while. But this is a wrapper from pre-used gloves. But, so if you can't do it, just get a piece of paper. Sorry, I'm gonna put that on to keep the wind, and let me find some gloves. Gloves. Pretty green ones we have. I do think these hold up in the autoclave. These are nitrile gloves, like they use at hospitals or for tattooing. I think these hold up better in the autoclave than normal latex gloves. What you want to do, just fold over the side, because that way it's easy for the surgeon to put their hand in it. Then it's easier than doing that. So just fold over the side a little bit. And then, so again, if you don't have the packets, just go like that, that, and now you've got a glove packet. And you can do the sides, and then if you want, you can stack several of them in, say, a bandana, and there they go. You know, if you're worried about heat not getting in, you can just put a little bit of indicator tape. You don't actually have to worry about sealing these ends as long as this stays wrapped up in another wrapper until use. And so, for example, you can do this, have a couple of these stacked like this for same day use, but they have to be used that day or they have to be re-sterilized. So there's one last trick I have for you, and that is this thing, the aluminum, actually two tricks. For example, if you want to sterilize extra gauze and you don't have anything to wrap it in, just fill this with it, and then piece of indicator tape or regular tape. I usually like to do it like that. There you go, and you can just put that into the sterilizer, and then when the surgeon needs it, somebody with clean hands opens it up, and then the surgeon will take it out using a forceps or something. The last trick is, if you want to do the same thing but without the metal thing, you can buy gauze that's packed like this in these paper packets. I love these paper packets. All you do, take half out, fold it over, put a piece of tape. Also write the date on it. When you're writing, making things, you should either write the date on masking tape or on the indicator tape. It's better to write it on masking tape. So all we'll do here is just gonna put one piece of masking tape. Oh my God, how long is this video so far? One piece of masking tape, like that, and with your handy dandy pin. Often it's better to use like a Sharpie fine point, but we're just gonna put, what is today's date? 24 January 2020, and that way we know how long we can, how long it can sit. All right, that is first lesson for drapes. Thank you very much.